beach. Our matchup, the two top teams in volleyball, Loiola, Steffes, Karai, and Johnson. And Adam Johnson, 1 game, 2-15. Before we get to that, however, let's take a look at our sun-kissed finishers this week. And one of the big stories on the beach, Mark Cairns and Henry Russell, a team that had not taken higher than a 9th this year, and they gave Steffes and Loiola all they wanted. In the finals of the winners bracket, Henry Russell, the big man, blocking at the net. Mark Cairns, they lost, but they finished a season-best 3rd this week.
Here we have the rest of our finishers. Scott Friedrichsen picking up a fine young partner, Davenport, finishing 9th, their best finish for the season. Jewel and LeGrand, I told you, Jewel, a young player out of Manhattan Beach, California. He's going to be one of the best players on the tour. Keep an eye out for him. And our winners last week, Gomes and Emmanuel, a disappointing 9th place. And Dane Bland and Eric Penoy-Moana, another disappointment at 9th. That's their worst finish of the summer so far. Kevin Martin, he's had 2 5ths and now a 7th. I don't think he finished in the top 10 all last season. He's having a great year. He played with Brian Gatsby this weekend. Aaron Boss, Dan Castillo, another good young upcoming team. 7th place is good for them. Brian Lewis, Mike Whitmarsh in the finals last week. Beat Andre Gomes, but didn't make it out and took a 5th place. Tough finish for them. And there you have Holden and Rogers. If they're not in the finals, they're at 5th place every week this year. Last one, you've got the other Brazilian team, Franco and Roberto Lopez, one of the top teams on the FIVB for the last 5 years. They're the other Brazilian team. Look for them to keep making moves up the rankings. They're a tough team.
And there you have it, our sun-kissed finishers for this week in Jacksonville. As you might imagine, hot and windy conditions. Steffes, Loiola, Karai, and Johnson. Our Swatch temperature gauge, 104 degrees on the sand. And you said it a little bit earlier, Mike, when the wind is not blowing, it is a furnace on the sand.
Fortunately for the players right now, though, Chris, the wind gusting well. The sun has stayed behind the clouds for the most part. That will bode well for Adam Johnson, who did a bag before this final match. And the players are ready to go. This should be a great final.
Quickly explain doing a bag.
Doing a bag is taking an IV, saline solution intravenously. He did it in the medical tent before this final match, right after the semifinals. It refreshes you, it keeps you from cramping, it keeps you hydrated, and it's a very controversial thing. A lot of players are against it. They say it enhances your performance. No doubt that it does, because you see a lot of guys that are definitely out of gas at the end of a tournament. They do a bag, they come back and play great.
First referee, Greg Krause, he is up.
Can't wait for us. Bring it up. Thank God.
Of course, John Martin, our umpire.
You guys have done so awesome ever since. Here we go, Jacksonville.
All right, set, ready to go.
For the AVP final.
1 game to 15 for the championship.
Chris, Steffes, Johnson winning the winner's bracket, well rested. Definitely the favorites going into this match.
So Jose Loiola and Kent Steffes will be wearing black. Steffes with a hat on, Jose with a headband, Karch in white. There they are, the #1 team on the beach. Jose Loiola in his prime at 27. Kent Steffes 29, going on 30. Adam Johnson 33. Living in Laguna Beach, California. He has won 31 opens, 11 of them with former partner Jose Loiola. There's certainly no love lost between those two. So here we go. Johnson serving first on the good side. And Steffes taps it over the top.
Steffes with a nice smooth side out. You want to get that good rhythm going at the start of the match. Sometimes you can start out flat when you've rested in the player tent for a while after you've won the winner's bracket. Steffes and Loiola wanted to get a good warm-up. They were out here early while Johnson was taking that IV in the medical tent. And they want to come out, side out smooth and get things rolling quick.
Kent Steffes serving. And they'll be working on Johnson a lot, you would expect. And Johnson hits it straight down.
Steffes with a tough, deep jump serve. Almost handcuffed Adam on that. He controlled it. Karch gave him a great set from off the net. And side out for Johnson and Karai.
Jose Loiola playing with a hyperextended right elbow. He did it last week. Hit by a spike by Wayne Seligson, bent his arm back. He was really bad last week, much better this week. Still got some pop, and Karch can't get there. So Loiola rolling over the top and down.
Yeah, talking with Jose earlier, he said it really affected him on his service receive and his defense because he couldn't hyperextend his elbow and get that flat platform that you need to make the good pass.
Here's Jose. No score. Working on AJ. And AJ chopping cross court. So Adam Johnson, as we told you, has taken an IV bag. Very, very common in other sports. They do it at halftime of many football games. The linemen get the extra IV liquid. And if you look closely, you can see Adam Johnson has got that little bandage on the left inside of his left elbow where he took the IV. And Johnson will serve. Working on Kent. And off the arms of Johnson, out of bounds. Good spike for Kent Steffes.
Adam Johnson was doing a lot of float serving in the semifinal match, trying to conserve energy against Steffes and Loiola. He's got to come out and bomb that jump serve if they're going to score points.
Kent Steffes, 6'4", 210 pounds. He's 11th year as a pro, living in Pacific Palisades, California. And rockets off his former partner, Karch Karai. Some intriguing little stories, sidebars if you call them in this. Of course, Karch and Kent won the gold medal together, then split up. Johnson and Loiola played together for a long time, then split up. Now playing against each other.
Well, it's the double grudge match, Chris. Each player had the other player as a partner before, and you know that Karch and Adam really want to win every time they go up against Kent and Jose, and Kent and Jose want to remain the dominant team and establish their position as the #1 team each time they go out against Kent.
Karch,
Karch and Adam.
37 years old now. He'll serve it up. Steffes and Loiola leading 1-0. And off Karch. How much of an advantage is it for someone like Karch playing against Steffes, who he played with so long, or vice versa?
I think there's a definite advantage in that you know each other's game, but it's also a nullifying effect because each player knows their game. Yeah. Kent knows Karch just as well as Karch knows Kent.
1-0. Here comes AJ. Oh, and AJ's got some snap. Adam Johnson pounds it straight down. The crowd likes big hits, don't they?
That's definitely what Adam wanted to do, is come out and establish himself, say, I'm fresh, I'm ready to play, and he's had 3 great side outs so far.
Now the wind is howling behind us. You might hear the wind in our microphones. Johnson trying to take advantage of being on the good side. Jump serve. No, missed it. And the ball back to Kent Steffes and Jose Loiola. Steffes and Loiola playing much better this week. Turning point of this tournament came when they were down 11-6 to Henry Russell and Mark Cairns, and then turned it on, one going away 15-11. Here comes Karchi. And Steffes has the dig. Loiola chugging. He's got it easily. Oh, he puts up a great set. And Steffes taps it. AJ dig. No!
AVP Volleyball, Jacksonville! Point Steffes Loiola.
There you see what kind of athlete Jose Loiola is. 35 feet from the front of the net to the back of the court. Jose steams there. Kent can't put it away, but Adam a little short on this dink. Great hustle by Jose Loiola. Sets everything up. 2-0
Steffes. Loiola on the bad side. They serve it out of bounds. Is the bad side still as bad as it has been all day?
I don't think so, Chris. Okay. Earlier in the day, predominantly offshore winds, which would be blowing in Karai's face. Right now, the wind's kind of blowing side the court, so not an advantage for either side right now.
2-0. Here comes Steffes. And Steffes, a workman-like player. He's not really flashy, but he's a great all-around player. All the skills. He hits, he blocks, he serves, he digs, he talks.
He talks, and his biggest flash is consistency. And there aren't a lot of players as consistent as Kent Steffes in volleyball.
Here comes Karch. And Karch smacking down the line. Karch has won with 11 different partners in his illustrious career. That's second on all time to the great Ron Von Hagen, who won with 16 different guys.
Great snap by Karch Karai. 37 years old, still got the rise, still got the snap.
At one time, jumped 40 inches when he was on the USA national team. Probably dropped a little now that he's 37, probably down to 39 and a half. AJ to serve. His team down 2-0. And Steffes passing perfectly. Steffes over the top. A nice high hit by Kent Steffes.
Very smooth side out. You see Kent One side out, banging line. The next side out, here he is slashing cross court. Those are his two best plays. That's how he spreads the defense apart. And once he establishes his cross court and his line siding out, then he sees the court and sets the defense up.
Here comes Steffes. And they're serving Karch. I think that's a big mistake at this point in time. I think if I were Steffes and Loiola, I'd work Johnson until his tongue fell out.
Well, that's probably the wise man's decision, but Kent and Jose are so aggressive, and there's a little bit of a breeze blowing across the court, and Kent just wants to hit the jump serve as hard as he can right now and keep the pressure on.
Karch with a pretty good serve. A joust coming at the net, and Steffes taps it over. Steffes and Johnson actually played together in their careers. They've won 5 tournaments over the years, so they know each other pretty well, too. The only two in this particular game that haven't played much together are Jose Loiola and Karch Kiraly, just in the King of the Beach format. A serve for Jose Loiola, and that makes it 3-0. I think you're right. I think the wind has shifted. This is the good side now.
The wind has definitely shifted. It's blowing more into the face of Kent Steffes and Jose Loiola right now, and they're taking advantage of it. They're whipping the ball. I don't think they're trying to hit the lollipop and lob it on Adam, and like we said, they keep the pressure on.
You've got a scoop, AVP fans. The good side has become the bad side and vice versa. Karch, Jose is there. Look out for Ba-Boom. No, Jose tapping down the line, 4-0.
Into the corner, good for a point.
This is an easy transition for Jose Loiola. You see Karch Kiraly there. He says, I can't be hitting those loopy little shots or they're going to run those things down. I got to go up and snap.
Great start for Kent Steffes and Jose Loiola. And that one into the net. AVP volleyball these days, big serve, and can you pass it?
Exactly. And so far we were a little nervous at the start of the match, thinking that Adam Johnson was going to be out of gas and come out and not play too well. And so far, he looks like he has a lot of spring in his legs. It's just Jose and Kent are playing great and putting the pressure on.
Johnson serving, and they're working on Steffes. Sets back a little, and this should be a point. AJ has it on the left. And down the line he goes. So Kiraly and Johnson, they give up the first 4, but they get 1, and now they're going to the good side as the crowd comes alive here in Jacksonville. Stay with us. We've just started up our championship final here at the Modus Open. Steffes Loiola out early, 4-1. Bill Beach, Kent Steffes and Jose Loiola leading 4-1, but now Karch Kiraly and Adam Johnson have gone to the good side with the wind in their face.
And Chris, that was a big point that they picked up before the side switch. You don't want to go down 5-0. Get that 1 point on the bad side, get yourself over to the good side with some momentum, and try to even the score.
So Johnson now serving into the wind, and it has picked up a bunch. AJ, who says he has 6 different kinds. There's one of them right now, down the line to Jose. Loiola coming in, and he puts it through. Near block by Kiraly, kind of rattled through his arm.
And that was a great pass by Jose Loiola. Adam ripped that serve into the wind. Loiola controlling for a good side out.
Johnson and Loiola this year, they took a 4th in Tucson, then they won in Clearwater, Fort Myers, and Dallas. Got a 3rd last week in San Antonio. So they're looking for their 4th win of the year. Currently, Jose Loiola with 28 open wins. He's at the net. Johnson snapping and getting the bounce. Last year, Adam Johnson recognized as the #1 hitter on the AVP Tour in terms of bounce at the Cuervo Skills Challenge. And he could really rock it.
He's got a great, lively arm.
1 serving 4. Kiraly and Johnson are behind. Steffes to Karch. Karch has it, and AJ cannot get there. Well, that ball just kind of kept coming.
And you see a frustrated Karch Kiraly. That's twice he's been camped in Kent's angle. Perfect digging opportunity. I tell you, Karch will not make a mistake on the 3rd one. He is an exceptional defensive player, and he's apologizing to Adam right now, saying, I've got to control that ball, and we've got to transition that for points.
That's one thing that really makes the great diggers, the Ron Langs, the Mike Dodds, the Jim Menguses, guys who can dig a 100-mile-an-hour spike, but keep it up in front of them so you can get a play out of it.
Exactly.
Not enough to dig it 60 miles into the air. Johnson and Jose is there. 4-1 could be 5-1 coming up. Jose, and he puts it away.
And you see Jose Loiola, it's not how many times you dig the ball, but how many times you put the ball away for a point after you dig it. And there Jose had good control. He went up, spanked it cross court, and transitioning on the point opportunities always make the difference between the winning team and the losing team.
Jose Loiola, a very underrated defensive player. Pretty good digger. Ace serve, not underrated as a server, as he drops one right on the back line to make it 6-1. Brian Johnson, timeout. Do they need it?
Well, I don't think so. They look fresh. They're not tired. Steffes and Loiola are earning their points. It's not like Johnson and Karai are hitting out of bounds and just giving them points. So, but there you see Karch taking a little sand, just trying to break their momentum.
22nd timeout on the sand. We're coming back. 6 minutes and 46 seconds to go. The waves are rolling, and so are Kent and Jose. This Open in Jacksonville Beach. We're in our championship final. Jose Loiola and Kent Steffes getting out to a 4-0 lead. Brian Johnson scored a point. They switched sides. Brian Johnson going over on the good side. But since then, Kent and Jose getting 2. So they've gotten 2 quick ones as Jose continues to serve. Johnson and Karai trying to stop the bleeding, and Johnson hits it into the bottom of the net. So trouble now for Karai and Johnson.
Well, definite psychological trouble, because you get that 1 point, you go over to the good side, you think, okay, now it's time for us to make our move, and the team comes and gets 3 straight points from the bad side. The pressure is on now.
Great serve down the middle. Johnson goes and gets it. And Johnson over the top. Up to AJ right now. Adam Johnson. A little bit fatigued in between plays. He took an IV bag to start it off with.
That was just a fantastic diving reception for Adam Johnson, and finishing the play with another strong side out. They're looking strong. They're playing well. Jose and Ken are making great plays to take the lead, but I don't think Johnson and Karai are out of it. They've just got to settle down and side out.
7-1. Got to get to that 7-3 side change. Johnson goes long. So far, the more effective serving team have been Steffes and Loiola. So Kent Steffes, an AVP record holder. Remember when he won 18 tournaments back in 1992? That record still stands. AJ, and the ball hit out, but Jose touched the net. So Loiola trying to block Johnson, could not. And Karch will get it.
Those are the little breaks you need if you're going to make a comeback. Adam hitting the ball well out of bounds, but Jose in the net on the block.
Gold medalist Karch Karai serving 7-1, and Karch is warming up the jumper. Jose off the net. And Johnson, long run to go get it, and he cannot.
How about a nice round of applause right there, Jacksonville?
Those are the kind of plays you want to come up with. Tough run, tough long run.
Tough long run, and Karch gets him in trouble with his jump serve, but Jose, here he is 10 feet off the net, just beating the ball deep middle. That's nothing but pure physical talent for Jose Loiola.
Johnson trying to one-hand that ball up. Of course, that's a tough get because you're right near the banners. Now Jose will serve. His team leading 7-1. Johnson, down the line he goes. Right inside Jose Loiola.
Johnson with the side out.
Johnson and Karai playing much better this week than they did last week, that's for sure.
Better than they did the last 2 weeks. They've reached another final. The double elimination format has helped them. They lost in the quarterfinals, but they've worked their way all the way back, and they're in another final.
Brian Johnson with a win earlier this year in Tucson, the first tournament of the year. So far, they haven't been able to do much with Jose Loiola and Kent Steffes.
Again, another great pass inside out for Jose Loiola. Karch and Adam are getting good serves. They're on the good side. They're beating the ball, but Kent and Jose are finding a way to side out and answer the call each time.
So Kent Steffes to serve. Down the middle, Karch goes and gets it. Joust coming. Karch scoops it up. Karch on the left, and Karch puts it away. You never know when a rally, a little forge can come with a play like that.
And the crowd loves it when the players joust to the net. And that was a cagey joust by Karch. He controlled the ball and kept it on his side.
7-1. Kent and Jose in control. Karch has it up. Could be a point right here. Good set, Johnson. And the put away.
There's a little emotion from Karch. And like you said, Si, sometimes it's the little plays. It's those little controlled jousts that you end up scrambling for the side out. Then you reel off 3 or 4 straight points. Great left-handed dig by Karai here. And what does he do? He transitions. He gets off his horse, up, and pounds the ball down the line.
7-2 now. Karch is into it. Steffes shanks it, goes and gets it, and thumps it down. Great saving set by Jose Loiola. A little play for them.
Kent and Jose are not going to make a lot of mistakes in a row. That's been the trademark of their team. They might give you one, but they're going to more than likely come back and make a good play to side out.
Jose Loiola, 112 with Kent last year, 12 of 20. No serve Karch. Karch against Kent, and tapping over the top. Of course, Kent and Karch breaking up when Karch injured his shoulder. Kent choosing to go with Loiola when Karch was out, and choosing to stick with him when Karch came back.
Well, it was one of those situations where Karch's shoulder, he re-injured it at the King of the Beach. Kent and Jose played great together. They came out and were winning all the tournaments, so it was really tough for Kent at that point to make a change.
That is the third service error for Adam Johnson. So he's having trouble controlling his serve at the moment. Steffes and Loiola, if you just joined us, leading 7-2. 1 game to 15. Johnson caught Kent leaning. Kent off to the races for that little line shot.
And Adam sees the court so well, takes that peek right in the end of his approach, sees Kent making the move to the line and slashes cross court. Here he takes the look, then cuts cross court.
Big play here. Karch looking for point number 3. They're down 7-2. And he aces into the corner. No, Karch sucking it up a little when they were down 7-1. Karai and Johnson hanging in. They trail 7-3, but they have a little momentum now. They'll lead it 7-3. We have a moment. Let's take a break with Beef Bouillon on the heater.
He's got one of the livelier arms on the tour, and when he gets it going, he serves a wicked jump serve. Not a true ball, one of those kind of knucklers that come at you, and you never really know where it's going. It just comes with a lot of pace. He's got a real strong arm, and those were some good tips for the players out there.
I'm Chris Marlowe. My partner Mike Dodd is here. We're on the deuce. Steffes and Loiola leading 7-3, but Karai and Johnson with momentum as they go onto the bad side. See what Karch can do. No, he cannot convert, so Steffes and Loiola will have it back. Wind in their face. So they should be able to serve hard on that good side. Kent and Jose have led all the way. They jumped out 4-0, led 7-1 before Karch and Johnson waking up a bit, making it 7-3. Good shot.
Great pass by Karch. Jose whipping that ball down the line. And the pass sets up everything. Adam with a set off the net, but good vision by Karch. He takes a little look at Kent. Adam's calling cross court, and Karch just loops it to the easy spot in the court.
Adam Johnson will serve it. Here comes Steffes. Steffes with a little thunder. He's got some pop on his shots today, doesn't he?
He's got a lively arm. And you mentioned earlier that Adam Johnson has missed a few serves. Well, you're going to miss serves because if you hit it easy to Kent and Jose, they're going to side out every ball. You've got to try to put as much pressure on them as they put on you. And so you're going to miss a few serves. And Kent just snapping that thing.
Steffes back to the serve. His team up 7-3. Here comes Johnson. And Johnson is blocked. So tough play there. Karch's set might have been a little bit tight.
Exactly. That's a play where Karch goes up to Adam and says, my fault. Adam was the one that got ripped. But really, Karch's set was too tight, and that's what set up the opportunity for Loiola.
When you get a trap set like that, what can you do?
Well, you try to do what Karch did on the earlier play. You control the ball into the block and control the joust.
The service winner by Steffes. That will make it 9-3. So Steffes and Loiola responding to the challenge of Karai and Johnson.
And you called it, Chris. Kent's arm is real lively today. That's his second ace serve from the good side. Hitting it from the left side of the court, he must have found a spot that he really likes.
Johnson. It makes it 10-3.
This is precisely what Karch and Adam don't want to do. You don't want to give up points in bunches to Steffes and Loiola. That's 3 in a row. The first play, Karai sets him too tight. This third point opportunity, Karai to not set the ball too tight, sets him a little off the net, and Adam hits it in the net.
Timeout on the sand for Karai and Johnson. 5:14 to play. Steffes and Loiola leading by 7. Bit. This was moments ago as Johnson taking the timeout. And Steffes and Jose Loiola, a relentless march looking for their 4th championship title this season. And Karch Karai and his partner AJ trying to hang in there.
Exactly, and you see Kent Steffes missing the serve after a timeout.
You're saying that's not a good idea.
Well, I tell you, you know, as a player, there's certain cardinal rules you just didn't used to do in volleyball. When someone would make a mistake, you kept the serve on them. After timeouts, you keep the serves in.
Johnson passing very, very high. And Johnson snaps one down. I think it was my old coach, Carl McGowan, that once told me there are 7 times that you never serve out.
Well, let's count them out. On a side change,
right?
On point game,
2.
Adam's ripping that ball down the line, and the crowd loves those side outs. After a timeout,
right?
When a player's made a mistake,
right?
After you've scored,
right? Start of a match and on match point. There's 7.
Exactly.
Kent pounds it down the line.
And Kent answers.
There's probably more, aren't there, do you think?
Well, it's just any time that you get a team in trouble, you don't want to let them off the hook. But the jump serve has changed the game so much that players just don't care. The same rules and the same do's and don'ts that applied 10 years ago don't apply anymore because they don't care about missing a serve at a critical moment. They'll side out and serve again the next time.
Up to Johnson and Karch to hang in on the bad side now. AJ down the line, and he hit it out.
Ball hit just wide. Good for a point.
Well, I think Kent Steffes has really found his spot in that left corner on the good side. That's 3 jump serves that have gotten him in trouble, and for 3 points. Adam made a great pass. He just barely missed his shot down the line, and unfortunately, another point for Steffes and Loiola.
Working on Johnson. And AJ softly over the top. Clock stops. Plenty of time for a rally. If Johnson and Karai can get a point and get back over to the good side. That's the goal now. 4 minutes and 51 seconds. An eternity in pro beach volleyball.
And like you said, when they were down 4-0, you want to get that 1 point and get back over to the good side.
Off speed to Kent. Kent should bury this. And he doesn't. He nubs it a little
doesn't
across the net.
Doesn't bury it, but he uses the equipment off the top of the net. Better to be lucky than good, and Kent will take the side out. Here he is. Ball practically in the middle of the top portion of the net, but with enough heat to carry over and into the court.
I was at dinner with Dax Holdren, Todd Rogers, Karch Karai, and Adam Jansen last night, and all of them were talking about playing in the Olympics, trying to qualify in 1999, and the only way you're going to be able to do that is qualify on the FIVB tour and get one of those 2 American spots. Rogers and Holdren, I think, are going to play the requisite, I believe it's 8 tournaments. And even Karch Karai said, yeah, I think we'll try to qualify if we can. Karch pokes it over. Jose goes and gets it. 11-3. Here comes Jose. And Jose lobs it down the line.
Great dig by Adam, and again, just steady control. Jose Loiola 3 years ago, a weird transition play like that. He might hit it in the net. He might hit it out of bounds. Now he sees the court. He hits the shots. He does all those little things that the veteran player does. The player that's learned how to win, learned how to not make mistakes.
How do you say smart in Portuguese? Listo. Here's Karch. Ooh. That could have been a throw. Apparently not, as Jose tomahawks it down. So Loiola and Steffes looking smart.
Or looking smart and taking control. Muito inteligente. That's
Muy inteligencia.
Portuguese.
All right, 4:25 to go. Steffes and Loiola in command. Entertainment, Mike Dodd.
Chris McGee and DJ Danny Murray just getting the crowd all fired up. Johnson and Karai, they need a little extra push right now because their backs are to the wall.
Is Chris McGee the new Marvin Hall or what?
He thinks he is, but I don't think he's got the moves that Marvin has.
Only had 3 tournaments here in Jacksonville back in 1986. St. John Smith and Randy Stoklos won easily, and then 1994, Karch Karai, Kent Steffes, part of their winning scheme in that year. Glad to be back again this year in 1998. Always a beautiful beach to play on. Enthusiastic fans?
Beautiful beach, great fans. Florida, we have 5 stops here on the Miller Lite Tour, and the fans love beach volleyball. We've been coming here for the state of Florida for 15 years now.
All right, here we go. Steffes and Loiola leading 12-3. Karch and Johnson trying to hang on. And inexplicably, Steffes serves Karch, and Karch makes him pay for it.
Inexplicably, again in the old era, where you put the pressure on the guy in trouble. But in this era, you bomb the ball, you hit it as hard as you can, and it doesn't matter. You keep either player in trouble.
Karch serving. Down the line, Steffes muffed one, and Jose can't get there. And Karch saying that was a lift.
That was a lift. That was a double hit. Again, Karch is now in the spot where Ken Steffes was riddling off all those good jump serves on the good side. He's found his range. That's his second ace down Ken's line.
So Karch on the good side, serving into the wind, but his team trailing by 8. Jose off the net. Yeah, Jose is either hitting that ball hard, or Karch and Johnson aren't getting their hands up quite quick enough to get it.
Well, Jose, again, 6 to 8 feet off the net doesn't make a difference. He's just such a wonderful athlete. Bang. Reach, snap, great vertical jump in the sand. No one better right now than him.
Off the net. Here comes Jose. Nobody's up, and he excruciates one with a little detonation.
There's another one of those plays where the crowd sees Jose deliver the word, but the real player in that rally is Ken Steffes. Soft block, spins off the net, makes a perfect set 5-0 for Jose.
13-4 now. And Johnson snaps one down the line. Adam Johnson with 31 wins in his career. Behind him is Jose Loiola with 28. So if Loiola wins today, he'll have 29. And a couple more weeks to catch Adam Johnson. Jose right now in 11th place on the all-time career list. You, Mike Dodd, are number 5. Number 5. Just 30 or so behind Kent Steffes. Do you think you'll ever play and win a tournament again? Of course. Okay, just asking. AJ is there, looking for a point. And into the net is Jose. And a point.
And here's the little point, the little mistakes that Karai and Johnson need to get things going.
I thought you were going to...
And Chris, I know I'll play again.
Yeah.
And if I play, anytime you play, you have a chance to win.
I thought you were going to say, you know, I'm having such a good time as your partner. I really don't want to play again, and I want to be your broadcast partner until forever.
As much as I love you.
There's another point, and the crowd comes alive. They want the underdogs now. Karai and Johnson down bad at 13-5 with that point 13-6.
They're down bad, but they still look fresh. Adam Johnson banging the ball down the line for a side out earlier, and here's 2 straight points. They can get it to 13 to
7. As Kent pops one through.
Well, you just don't want to give up that 14th point. It's
absolutely.
It's
makes
such
it
a
tough.
Psychologically damaging point in the match. You give up 14, the other team knows all they need is one mistake to close out the match.
Ken Steffes serving his team up 13-6. Johnson goes and gets it. Karch backing up. Nobody up, and Johnson hammers it home.
And the most important part about not giving up that 14th point is the longer that you stay on 13, the longer you side out, the more frustrated Steffes and Loiola get. You pick up a couple more points, and all of a sudden they start thinking, uh-oh.
Get the crowd on your side, maybe hope the wind will change a little bit. Exactly. Great pass by Steffes. And going down the line, wow, Steffes made a beautiful pass. Loiola ran it down, and then Steffes able to juke to the corner.
That's a great shot by Kent, but that's a mental mistake for Adam Johnson. A tough pass. They're in trouble. He's got to get off that net quicker and not let that little shot down the line go down.
Steffes is going line when he's in trouble. They'll try Karch. Here comes Pinky Hat, and there it goes. Reaching cross court. That used to be the signature, trademark signature shot of Mr. Karai.
You've got the outside set. Karch fully extended, just cranking across his body. Dr. George Stavitt's got to be proud of his surgery. Karch's shoulder looks perfect.
6-13. AJ could use an ace right now. Get 7, get over there. down the line.
There you see another Kent Steffes-like side out by Jose Loiola. Not flashy, not oohs and ahs from the crowd, just simple loop, up, over, down the line, and side out.
So Loiola is positioned at the net. Here comes Steffes. And he's into the bottom of the net. So Karch will get the ball back. If you're wondering where Karch is on the all-time list, he's at 131. He is 8 behind legendary St. John Smith. Smith back on tour playing with Ricky Ludes this week. Jose over the top. Hand down.
That's just a tough matchup when Adam has to try to block Jose or Kent. Obviously, the physical advantage goes to Loiola and Steffes. They're just getting up and banging over Adam's block.
Let me ask you a question, just to play devil's advocate. Karch is the freshman. Karch is in great shape. Why not have Karch jump serve and go up to the net and block? Have him block all the time and have Johnson play defense.
Well, that's a point very well made, and Karch usually will do that.
Yeah, why don't they do it?
Well, sometimes it takes Adam saying, hey, Karch, go up and block both times, because sometimes, you know, you don't want to insult your partner and just...
Ooh, just missed. Well, I think there has to come a time where Karch takes a little command too and says, hey, listen, AJ, why don't you let me block for a while? Let's try that.
And he has done that. He's done that with Adam. He's done that in numerous King of the Beach tournaments where it's the third game of a 3-day event and everyone's tired that he's chugging along.
I've even seen you do that with Whitmarsh a few times. When Whitty was out of gas, you'd get up there and block a few. Well, you'd put your hands up, at least. 13-6, Karch and AJ trying to stay strong. Johnson pounds it down. Well, it's such a relief. You know, Johnson, obviously the pressure is on AJ to side out. He's getting every serve, so if Karch could get up there and block a few.
Well, here's Adam. Like I said, he's fresh. He's up. His legs look strong. He's snapping the ball down. They just need to score some points.
Karch down the line. The jump serving has not been there for Karai and Johnson, at least this match. Let's check service errors. 4 for Johnson, 7 for Karai. Contrast that with, let me see, Steffes has 4 and Loiola has 3. But Loiola and Steffes also have 4 aces, so they've got a pretty good ratio going. And Jose guides one down the line.
And there's the modern Pro Beach volleyball. Missed 3 in a row, but that 4th one's an ace. You get that important 14th point, and the match is in their hands.
Jose Loiola, he didn't use heavy heat on that one, just directionality. We'll come back. Steffes and Loiola have championship points. Jacksonville, Kent Steffes and Jose Loiola just too tough for Karch Karai and Adam Johnson, at least up until this point, 14-6. They led all the way, and they've really controlled the action.
They have. They've just physically dominated the match. And great volleyball. Great setting, great passing, smart, intelligent play.
Championship point. Jose will serve it. And he goes down the line for another ace. So Jose Loiola wraps it up with 2 aces down Karch's line. And Steffes and Loiola are the champions of the Modus Open at Jacksonville. Win number 4.
They started the match with an ace. They finished the match with an 8. And just great siding out throughout the whole match.
Let's take another look, and Jose Loiola spotting a little opening down the line. Maybe Karch kind of cheating over to cover Adam Johnson.
And I tell you, don't ace Karch that often, and Jose did it twice in a row.
Directionality, Kent Steffes, oh yeah. 4th this year, and 105 in his illustrious career. We'll be right back.